It's the bald and the beautiful. Everything from Nashville to Hollywood on My Country 96.1.
Cande, we start with Morgan Wallen. He had his first public performance since his incident a number of months ago. He performed 2 songs at Kid Rock's bar in Nashville. Obviously, there's pictures and cell phone video. So he is out there, and will this lead to him coming back, maybe a summer tour? Who knows, Cande?
I think so. Yes, I do. And what, we just going to banish him for the rest of his life?
No.
I mean, that makes no sense.
No, he'll be back out there probably sooner than later. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Underwood, Vegas residency, added 6 new shows, now a total of 12 scheduled.
Good for her. I bet you they're pretty much sold out, too.
I'm sure. And Blake Shelton has an album out today, his 12th. Jordan Davis has a new EP. And Gary LaVox, the lead singer of Rascal Flatts, has a 5-song faith-based EP out today, Cande.
Very nice.
That's his first solo release, yeah. Kim Kardashian just said to the public that her 5-year-old son, Saint, did indeed have COVID.
I know she had reported earlier that her soon-to-be ex-husband also had COVID, so I don't know. Wow.
I guess then her son, recovered and, doesn't seem like much news there necessarily.
3 other kids and not one of them got it. That's pretty good.
Yeah. James Corden is the host of the Friends special that's coming up next week.
I don't know. What does he have, the greatest agent in the world? I mean, how did that happen?
Right, so a couple of things here. First of all, and as a non-Friends watcher, I think I could give a good outside perspective because there's a lot of angry Friends fans that don't think he should have hosted this. And I tend to agree, Cande, because when James Corden does something, and I like a lot of stuff he does, but it's all about him. He's very loud. He's very boisterous. Everything has to be a joke and funny. And I
don't know how he got chosen.
So going back to what you said, I think he's got an incredible agent that gets him great jobs.
Something going on there because I don't even know how he was considered.
Yeah, I agree. Probably should have been someone, people were saying maybe it should have been Paul Rudd, who was a guest star on Friends for a while, Cande. And
yes, there are many to choose from.
Yeah, so James Corden is the host, causing quite the rift on social media. Here's a good one, and we told you the great movie Knives Out from couple years ago. Now, there's a sequel being made called Knives Out 2. And other than Daniel Craig as the detective, most of the cast is changing, if not all. Ed Norton's going to be in it, Leslie Odom Jr., like a whole new cast of characters. And they just announced Kate Hudson has joined, Cande.
Hey, that's our girl.
Yeah, very excited about that. Kevin Bacon was interviewed, and he said the only movie he's rewatched since it came out is Tremors, and that's the only movie of his he would like to do a sequel of, Cande.
I should watch the first one before I say yay or nay to that.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, do you remember the Mission Impossible scene, the famous scene where he gets lowered down on cables and he comes up like an inch short of the floor, Cande?
No. I mean, yes.
It's a famous
Not
scene.
really.
Famous Mission Impossible scene. So, in an interview, he said they had to film it so many times because his face kept hitting the floor. Eventually, they figured out if they put heavy coins in his shoes, it would level him out. And they were able to film the scene.
I'm sorry it took so long to figure out, and he had to do it so many times.
I know. And finally, the group Aha from the 80s, Take On Me. Okay. Huge song, and the video was a breakthrough video at the time. So, one big song, do you think they deserve a documentary? Well, there is a documentary being made, but it's kind of interesting. Not only how a group like that lives, all these years later.
Where did they come from?
They're from, I want to say Norway.
All right.
But I'm not positive. And so not only does the documentary seem interesting because, hey, what's a group like that look like now all these years later after that big giant hit? But do you know the 3 members of Aha absolutely despise each other, and they still perform today, and when they perform, they show up separately, they don't talk to each other before the gig, they go on stage, They do the show.
That's a lot of hate.
Well, they must make some money. They must say, you know what? Wow. We'll do it for the money. By the way, Tommy Lee did that on the Motley Crue reunion tour. He'd show up on his own bus. They all had their own bus. He'd show up, not talk to anyone, and he would just show up at the drum set at 9 o'clock at night, and he'd go on stage. Yeah. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I know. You love Tommy Lee. I know. TV tonight, the 12th season finale of Shark Tank on ABC. Amazon with your new series on Pink, Cande.
Hey, I think I have something to watch tonight.
SNL Saturday, the season finale, Anya Taylor-Joy from Queen's Gambit. You know we love her.
Wasn't she just a host on there recently?
No, this is her time.
Her first one? All right.
I would, unless she hosted when Queen's Gambit was out, but that seems too close together, you know?
Yes.
Lil Nas X is the musical guest.
Very nice.
Netflix with a new movie today, Army of the Dead. It takes place in like a Vegas apocalypse with zombies and stuff. It looks kind of cool. And Sunday, the Billboard Music Awards. There you have it. You're Bald and the Beautiful, everything from Nashville to Hollywood. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.